or not. Cause you know, I rock with Clairo. Shout out to Clairo. She goes hard. Drop an album before I have to make videos about Clairo or some shit. Wait, you know what? I am very open to making a video on fucking Clairo. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I'm not gonna lie. Clairo goes hard. I guess it's finally time I talk about Clairo. Being that I mainly talk about hip-hop, I know this might be weird for some of y'all, but hey, I think she's really good. I found out about her when I was trying to like listen to other genres that weren't hip-hop back in like 2020 basically, and I asked my friends for like music suggestions, and one of them said listen to Wallows. They told me the song Are You Bored Yet specifically, so I listened to it, and there was a girl on the track that kind of caught my ear. And the girl in question turned out to be Clairo. And that's basically how my Clairo arc started. For those of you who don't know who Clairo is, let me explain it real quick. Around the mid-2010s, Clairo was just a girl that made bedroom pop type of music. So the whole bedroom aesthetic is supposed to be like people making songs in their bedroom, and it's not supposed to be professionally made. Do-it-yourself type beat, you know? This also coincided with around the time that lo-fi beats were starting to gain traction, and you know, you can definitely hear the influence on her earlier songs. Because a lot of those instrumentals are what I would find if I looked up like lo-fi. And what would make her initially pop off is her song Pretty Girl. This is apparently her first attempt at a pop song, and considering the views that it has on YouTube, I wouldn't say it's that bad. But this is more of a song that I'd play on the background. Like, it's not the type of thing where I'm gonna make a video analyzing it, you know? But again, this was the song that a lot of people heard first from Clairo. Unfortunately though, this song has controversy to it. The more minor one is that she's an industry plant. Like, apparently her dad is part of some label or whatever. And like I said in my Baby Keem video, I don't care if you're an industry plant. Like, it will make me like less likely to check you out, but if the music's good, then it's good. I guess it does go against the whole DIY aesthetic that she was going for. But I mean, who knows? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. She was probably doing it behind her dad's back. How about that? Just boils down to whether you like the artist or not. Because I'm never gonna call Baby Keem an industry plant, and he may be. But shit, he too fun Baby Keem, bro. Like, he go hard. The other allegation runs a bit deeper, and that's that she stole music. And I gotta admit, when I first heard it, it didn't sound very good. Like, I don't know, that sounds way too similar. But then I realized that the only thing that they had in common was like the instrumentation. It's like this specific sound in the midst that both of them have. Because the way they sing is different, with Clairo being more high pitched and more like smooth with it. Whereas the other song is more like this Lana Del Rey type of beat, in the way that her vocals sound, by the way. Personally, I just feel like this is what happened with Childish Gambino and This Is America.
#1 single, This Is America. There is a song that's a few years old of American Pharaoh by New York rapper Jace Harley. And basically the allegation goes as, hey, he basically ripped the song off.
Or Olivia Rodrigo and Mystery Business. Although that one, there is a bit more to it because Olivia did end up giving them song credit, so maybe she did steal it. Personally, if I had to guess, like, they probably found the same beat and started singing over it, or she stole it. I don't know. I guess moving on, one of my favorite Clairo songs is not a Clairo song, technically. It's kind of like Kid Cudi on David Guetta's Memories, where it's released under David Guetta and it's on David Guetta's album, but it's essentially a Kid Cudi song. It's just that David Guetta's the producer. And the same applies for I Don't Think I Can Do This Again. And to save myself some future embarrassment, I am not saying the name of the artist. Honestly, I feel like if EDM was more like this as a whole, I'd enjoy the genre a little bit more. And I feel like the styles match pretty well. Personally, I feel like she showed that she's more than just that DIY, low quality type of aesthetic. Or at least that's what I thought when I listened to her album Immunity. But I don't feel nothing. And something that I don't hear about this album that should be talked about is that this has a lot of hip-hop influences. For example, the second track is Impossible. It's about growing and speaking to someone that she hasn't spoken to in a minute, and it sounds really nice, but when I listen to the drums, it's kind of hard for me to not hear that someone in rap could pop off on that track. The drums kind of remind me of this song with Capital Steez. And the track that comes after that is also hip-hop influenced. And for as crazy as it is, I think the song Closer to You to me is definitely an attempt at a Travis Scott song for Clairo. Not saying that she was trying to be Travis, but there was definitely some influence there. And I thought I was tripping until I saw this clip of Clairo saying she's a Travis Scott fan. So
by Travis Scott. I chose this one because 1, I love this album so much. 2, I love Travis Scott so much because of the albums that he makes.
Have you met him?
No. He definitely doesn't know I exist.
Kind of validated my opinions. It made me double down on the whole this album is influenced by hip-hop thing I said. And honestly, it should be clear that she's inspired by hip-hop when you look at some of her earlier tracks like Someone Else. This beat is really some Jay Dilla type of shit. And honestly, for this video, I didn't know about Clairo's older stuff. So when I heard this song, I was caught off guard, I'm not gonna lie. Going back to Immunity though, of course the big hit on this album is Sophia.
I think we could do it if we tried.
I'm pretty sure this is Clairo's biggest song to date, and personally one of my favorites. This song is about Clairo's first girl crush, and it's pretty straightforward. Personally, my only complaint about this track is that when the voice starts going all over the place and the guitar starts overbearing and all of that, I feel like at the end there should have been another hook. Just that crazy hook with the overexposed guitar and maybe even overexposed vocals. But still, as a song, it does get me dancing when I hear it. It puts me in a good mood. Overall, I think the album is solid. I don't necessarily hear it all the time, but every once in a while I hear a couple tracks from it. And you know, mostly the album is still kind of indie pop, indie rock, whatever you want to call it. So people could call her a one-trick pony if it wasn't for her last album, Sling. I listened to this album when it first came out, and like, look at my Snapchat post when the album released. This is what I had to say about it. I enjoyed a lot of the laid back stuff that was going on in this album. And it makes sense that the production wasn't anything crazy in terms of like, it wasn't Astroworld. Because really the focus on this album is the lyrics. Although I do feel like a lot of people aren't listening to the lyrics themselves.
Could make them hear, then touch me now.
This song is like a conversation that Clairo had with someone that Clairo doesn't really want to have, because this person is more focused on Clairo's looks than what she has to say.
When you're too busy looking down my blood.
So the irony of Clairo saying all this, and when she goes on tour, someone yells out, "You're hot," or some shit like that. It's some Pinocchio story Kanye type beat. People legitimately have no respect sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. And every time shit like this happens, I just think back to Andre 3000.
Y'all don't wanna hear me, you just don't.
And personally, I can have a little bit of that too. But if I'm going to a concert, I at least know what the songs are about, just in case something like this happens. My personal favorite from the album, by the way, is Amoeba.
Aren't you glad that you reside in a hell and in the skies?
This is more of the type of song that I can analyze for like 9 minutes, so I won't go too deep into it, but it's really nice sounding. The beat is sort of bouncy, just in a low-key way. And personally, I feel like everything works out perfectly. And with all that being said, I gotta say, I like Clairo. Clairo Go Hard. Because she do. She has a nice voice, and her production is always top tier. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Lo-Fi Beats, and shout out to the first band to do Lo-Fi Beats, Jay Dilla. So roll the outro, I guess.